And I will be bringing you all the action today here on the voice of Altamont Indians Basketball, 100.5 and 105.5 Jack FM. And hello, we are also streaming online on Altamont Community Schools YouTube page. If you're not subscribed to that, subscribe to that and you'll be notified of when we go live. And thank you for joining me, however you are doing so. The Lady Indians come in to this afternoon's contest 3-1 on the young season, and the Vandalia Vandals, they are 1-3 on the year. Last game for Altamont, it was a 68-54 win over Windsor Stew Straws. It was another big night for Grace Nelson in the points department. She had 41 points, and Brooke Runge, she added 10, and it got closer there at the end, but Altamont had a good job there in the first three quarters to kind of build the lead and ultimately come away with the win. And Nelson had another big night, 41 points, and currently she is averaging 37 points for the first 4 games of her career. And obviously that will stand out to you, especially as a freshman. But the other girls are doing a good job. In post-game, last game, Coach Katie Lurkins said that every time that you pass it to her and she makes that basket, that's an assist for the other girls. So the other girls may not be showing up in the points department, but they are doing stuff that helps you win ball games, and that is all that you want for the Lady Indians. And last game for the Vandals, they picked up a game on Thursday, and they picked up their first win of the year, 51-21 over Ramsey. Madison Hill and Bailey Stewart are the two seniors to look out for the Vandalia Vandals, because Madison Hill, last game, she had 21 points, 16 boards, and Bailey Stewart, she had 15 points. And Anna Forbes also is another person to watch out for, and she's only a sophomore. And it was the two seniors leading the way there for the Vandalia Vandals. And looks like both teams are warmed up and we're almost ready to go here at Altamont High School for this afternoon's contest. Stick around later today because we got boys basketball right here on Jack FM, and we will have Altamont versus Vandalia. And Peggy was trying to toss me a water, and I can't catch that way up here, as it'll be later on today. Other games going on around the area. Ocala Valley versus Windsor Stew Straws. That actually was earlier this morning. St. Anthony and Newton Martinsville is at Neoga. Count Herrick Beecher City is at Nokomis. Dietrich is at Shelbyville, and Charleston is at Effingham. Teutopolis at Muhammad Seymour. And in boys basketball, like I said.
And your home team, the Altamont Lady Indians. First, though, if you would please rise and honor America with the playing of our national anthem. At this time, let's meet the starting lineups for the teams. First, for the visiting Vandals. A 5'11 senior, number 31, Madison Hill. A 5'9 sophomore, number 24, Anna Forbes. 5'9", senior, number 23, Bailey Stewart. 5'3", senior, number 10, Gracie Pruitt. And 5'5", sophomore, number 4, Megan Lupton. The Vandals are coached by Michelle McNary. She's assisted by Doug Forbes and Lady McNary. Now, let's meet the starting lineups for your Altamont Lady Indians. A 5'8" freshman, number 15, Peyton Osteen. 5'8" freshman, number 23, Grace Nelson. A 5'6" sophomore, number 14, Remington Miller. 5'10" senior, number 12, Taylor May. And another 5'10" senior, number 30, Brooke Lungy. Altamont is coached by Katie Perkins, and she is assisted by Chris Guzzi, Grace Stebby, and Sadie Beaker.
It will be number 15, Peyton Osteen. She's a 5'8" freshman. Like I said, later on this afternoon is a kind of a doubleheader, if you will, here on Jack FM. Altamont versus Vandalia. Boys will be in action, and Braden will have that action for you in Vandalia. And we will be starting this game like we do every high school game this year. Vandalia will start off with possession since they are the away team, and it's immediately stolen by Grace Nelson, and she goes the other way. Layup is good. So a fast start there off the quick steal for Grace Nelson, and it's 2-0 Altamont. It'll be looped in with the ball, now shuffling it over to Bailey Stewart, and it's knocked away, but it's out of bounds. Stays right here with the Vandals. And the Vandals will be going left to right on your radio dial, or right to left if you're on streaming online. And it will be Vandalia with the ball. Loopton has it up top. She picked it up, and now she'll go it over to Stewart, and it's good. And the first 2 points for Vandalia goes to Bailey Stewart, and it's 2-2. Brooke Runge, she'll go down low, running layup, no good, and Miller fighting for the rebound. It's tapped out to Osteen, and Altamont reset. They nearly throw it away and was poked away out of bounds by Pruitt. So it stays right here with Altamont, as it'll be Nelson with the ball here up top. It looks like the Vandals are in a man-to-man defense here. Nelson as gets the ball over to Remington Miller. She'll take the three, no good, and the rebound goes to Stewart for the Vandals. And quickly the other way, it's stolen the other way here by Nelson. Nelson the other way, layup no good. Osteen with the tap, but it goes right into the hands of Forbes for Vandalia. Quickly the other way, Brooke Runge blocked it from behind, but they're going to say that she got too much contact on the shot. So Vandalia will be at the free throw line shooting 2. And Megan Lupton will be at the free throw line for her first trips of the line for either squad here early on. And that foul will go on Brooke Runge here first. Team first as well. As it'll be first free throw good for Lupton. And that makes it 3-2 Vandalia here on the early going. 6:36 left. As Lupton's second free throw is on the way, and it's good. Perfect 2 for 2 there for Megan Lupton, and it's 4-2 Vandalia. Altamont the other way, over to Osteen here, now to Brooke Runge. Runge tries to get the ball to Taylor Meddy. She does. Meddy fires it over to Osteen. She'll fire a three, back iron, no good, and Remington Miller fighting with the rebound with Bailey Stewart, and they're going to say off of Stewart, so it'll stay right here with the Lady Indians. So it'll be Runge taking out underneath her own basket. Gets it into Nelson. Nelson back to Runge. She's going to try a deep three. It's good. Brooke Runge for 3. And that gives the Lady Indians the lead 5-4 in the early going. As it'll be Hill. Now they're going to call Vandalia with a walk before the pass. So that's another turnover by the Vandals. It's going to be their third or fourth here in this quarter. 6 minutes left in the first quarter. It's 5-4 Altamont. Runge with the ball at the volleyball line now. She's looking to drive. She kicks it off to Osteen. Osteen gets it stolen away by Forbes for Vandalia. Just took it away from her, and then Vandalia immediately throws it away the other way. Here comes Runge in transition. She stops and pops. Back iron, no good. And rebounded by Forbes for the Vandals. And they'll swing it over to Pruitt. Pruitt, no good. Hits nothing but air, and it'll go out of bounds. Nope. Miller will pick it up. I thought she was going to let it go out, but she ends up picking it up. And Altamont in transition. Runge. Now that's Nelson. Nelson drives inside and puts up the shot. She's fouled. And so Grace Nelson will go to the line for 2 shots. And it'll be a first trip to the line for Altamont in this early going. And that foul will go on Anna Forbes, her first. Team first as well. Nelson missed the free throw, left it short, but she'll get another on the shooting foul. And substitutions. Katie Eckhart checks in for the Vandals. And Brianna Grunlow comes in for the Lady Indians. Second free throw is good for Nelson. 1 for 2 that time. Missed the first, but made the second. And it's 6-4 Lady Indians. It'll be Stewart here on the wing. Now goes down low to Hill. Drive into the lane. No good. And it's going to be rebounded by the Lady Indians. Here they come. It's a screen from Osteen. Osteen gets it. Now over to Grunlow. Grunlow steps into a 2-pointer. It's good for Brianna Grunlow. And now it's 8-4 Altamont. 4:50 to go in the first quarter. So the next dead ball, we will have a timeout. And almost right there as I say it, but Vandalia gets it back somehow. And they almost threw it away again down low. And here it comes. Nope. They let him play on. Runge comes away with it over to Nelson. Nelson stopped right in her tracks there by Stewart. And they're going to call Stewart with the foul. As Nelson looked up and Stewart's just right there in her face. And she did go straight up, but too much contact for the officials. Then it'll be her first foul, and that'll be the first under 5 timeout. So we will take a timeout as well. We'll be back in 1 minute. Altamont is in the lead, 8-4, with 4:34 to go in the first. We'll be right back. You're listening to Altamont Lady Indians basketball on Jack FM. Here in the early going, Lady Indians have the lead 8-4, and they will be at the, well, they won't be at the line. It was just a non-shooting foul, so Remington Miller will inbound it for the Lady Indians. I'll get it in to Runge. Runge gets a screen from Nelson, and it's tipped out to Osteen. Osteen dribbles it and loses it, and Hill takes it away from her. In transition, it will be Eckhart, and she hits the floor hard, but it'll be a foul on Lady Indians. And they'll say it was in the act of shooting, so Katie Eckhart will go to the line for 2 shots, and that'll be the first foul on Remington Miller. As in transition, and just had to foul her hard. First free throw is back iron, no good. And she'll get a second opportunity. And the refs thought there was a substitution, but no. As it'll be Eckhart Her second free throw is on the way, and this one's good. So missed the first, made the second, and it's 8-5. Remington Miller just inside the 2. That's a long 2-pointer for Remington Miller, and it makes it 10-5 on the jumper by Miller. It'll be Hill with the basketball. She'll get it over to Forbes. Forbes now over to Stewart. No good, and rebound comes away with the Vandals. Hill puts it back up, and this one's good. As it'll be Altamont the other way. Runge takes it up, layup off the glass, count the basket, and the foul for Brooke Runge. And she'll go to the line for the old-fashioned three-point play, making it 12-7 Lady Indians. And the foul will go on Eckhart, her first, team third. Osteen sits down, and Medi comes back in for Altamont. And Runge will be at the line, and one free throw is good. So, makes it 13-7 Altamont. 3:45 to go in the first. Nearly thrown away by the Vandals. And a cross-court pass. This time it was a little bit too high, and Eckhart has to track it down. She does. Cross-court pass again, and it was way too high, and it'll be out of bounds. Altamont basketball. And that for their 5th turnover of this quarter for the Lady Vandals. As it'll be Runge getting it across the timeline. Runge drives and dishes off to Grunlow. She'll take a mid-range jumper, no good, and last touched by Forbes for Vandalia. So it'll stay right here with the Lady Indians. And here comes Kimberly Brummer, giving Brooke Runge a little bit of a rest. As it'll be Taylor Medi taking the ball out underneath her own basket, just below the crow's nest here at Altamont. As Medi's looking for someone to pass to, she doesn't get it in. And that'll be a 5-second, or no, actually Coach Lurkins will call a timeout. And we'll take a short timeout as well. Lady Indians lead 13-7. We'll be right back. You're listening to Lady Indians basketball on Jack FM. In high school now, it's going to be Remington Miller taking it out, and she tried to throw it in to Brummer, and it's thrown away and stolen away by Stewart. That's a turnover by the Lady Indians. Now Stewart has it. Long at 2 is good. That is Shatterweight, and she checked in on one of the last timeouts. Miller will line up a 3. It's good. Remington Miller responds with a 3-pointer, and it's 16-9 Altamont. She can't make that shot if she's open, and she knocked it down then. Shatterweight gets it over to Eckhart. Eckhart throws up the wild shot, no good, and there's going to be a tie-up with Shatterweight and Nelson, and alternate possession arrow will give it to the Lady Indians. And Grunlow will sit down, and Runge will come back in. So it's Medi, Nelson, Brummer, Runge, and Miller on the floor for the Lady Indians. And Runge, no one picks her up, and she misses the layup, left it short, and it'll be rebounded by Vandalia, and it's immediately taken away by Miller, and it's immediately thrown away right into the hands of Hill. So teams trading turnovers there in that wild sequence, and Hill throws up a shot, and Medi just takes it away from her. Here comes Medi. She'll bring it up the floor. Over to Nelson, coming up on 2 minutes to go in the quarter. Runge over to Nelson. She'll take a 3, back iron, no good, and as Runge tried for the tip, but it was right into the hands of Eckhart for the Vandals. Here come the Vandals. Try to get it to Stewart. Stewart puts up the turnaround jumper, good. Short little jumper for Bailey Stewart, and it makes it 16-11. Vandalia trails by 5. Runge, she'll take a deep 3. It's way off, and last touched by, I thought maybe Forbes might have got her hand on it, but the referees will say no one else touched it. So Remington Miller will sit down, and Anna Falk will check in for the first time this afternoon for Altamont. 16-11, minute 45 to go in the first quarter. Here's Forbes with the ball. Now over to Lupton. Lupton has it on the wing. She'll fire it over to Stewart. She'll take a three, and it's off. And rebound is fought for. Runge tried to save it from going out of bounds, but she just couldn't do it. And so it stays right here with Vandalia. So it'll be Vandalia inbounding underneath her own basket. As, let's see, Forbes, or Lupton will get it in to Shatterweight. Shatterweight trying to get the ball over to Forbes, and just a miscommunication there and another turnover by Vandalia. So they've really been hit with a turnover bug here in this first quarter. And Pruitt will check back in for the Lady Vandals. And minute 31 to go, 16-11. Lady Indians with the lead. As it'll be Runge, minute 25 to go now. Nelson over to Falk. That's Anna Falk. Falk over back to Nelson. Nelson with the head fake. She'll dribble around. She goes inside, puts up the shot off the glass, no good, and tipped by Taylor Meddy right into the hands of Nelson, and she puts it back up. It's good. So 2 more points for Nelson, and it's 18-11. Here's Forbes. Pass down low to a cutting Stewart, no good, but Hill's there for the offensive board, and it's good. Madison Hill with the follow makes it 18-13. And it's Runge quickly the other way. Falk over to Brummer. Brummer quickly shoots it, and it's blocked by Forbes. And so it'll be Vandalia with the ball coming up on 40 seconds to go in the quarter. It'll be over to Lupton. Lupton has it. She dribbles it, drives, and she gets it taken away. And another turnover by Vandalia. Here's Nelson the other way, puts up the shot, and she's fouled hard by Madison Hill. And Grace Nelson will go to the line for 2 more free throw opportunities. And that will be the 4th team foul on Vandalia and the 1st on Madison Hill. As Nelson, first free throw is good. So she is 1 for 1. She gets another try. Brummer and Meddy will take a seat, and Osteen and Grunlow will come back in for the Lady Indians. As Nelson will be at the line. Her second free throw is also good. So 2 for 2 for Grace Nelson, and it's 20-13. Altamont with the lead with 25 seconds to go now, as it'll be Lupton with the ball. Now it's stolen away. Another turnover by Vandalia. And Osteen's going to get it taken away from her. And Stewart goes with the layup, and she's fouled by Osteen. So Bailey Stewart will go to the free throw line for the first time this afternoon. And she'll get 2 shots, and Peyton Osteen will pick up the foul for the Lady Indians, and that'll be her first. Team 3rd on Lady Indians. Stewart's free throw is good, and she'll get another. Makes it 20-14 with 15.3 seconds to go in the first. Stewart's second free throw is up and also good. 2 for 2 for Bailey Stewart, and it's 20-14. Claire Bame comes in for the Lady Indians. 10 seconds to go now. Nelson has it up top. She dribbles it. Step back jumper. It is good. Rattles around a couple of times, but it fell down. Vandals try to get it in quickly, and it'll be, that was a pass or a shot. I'll call it a pass, but nonetheless, that'll be after 1 quarter of play. It's 22-15. Altamont with the lead. We'll be right back. You're listening to Altamont Lady Indians basketball on Jack FM.
Altamont Effingham, where they're making room for Maytag brand power-packed laundry pants. Select washer models offer an extra power button to boost stain fighting on any wash cycle. Use an extra power button on select dryers to extend cycle time and tumbling to help get thick fabrics, pockets, and clean drier the first time. Stop in today and ask how you can add more power to your laundry day with Maytag brand. That's Rogers Home Appliances for locations in Altamont or Effingham.
Payments, mortgages, auto switches. General insurance is what you have. So that you can insure for leaves of service on this auto, home, business, and life insurance. You also offer housing and motorcycle coverage, virus home policies, individual services, plus continuing insurance stuff. This is Chris T. See Team Insurance Agency, 217 West Jefferson downtown. We'll go to the unexpected free.
To more Altamont Indians basketball on 100.5 and 105.5.
To Altamont High School this afternoon, a non-conference contest between the Altamont Lady Indians and the Vandalia Lady Vandals, as it is Altamont leading after one quarter of play, 22-15. In that first quarter, it was Runge leading the way with 8 points so far for the Lady Indians, and Nelson's right behind her was 6. And Vandalia's kind of shot themselves in the foot. A lot of turnovers there in that first quarter. They will start off with the ball, as it'll be Stewart. Cross-court pass down low to Forbes, no good, and she tries to get a rebound. And I'm going to say last touch by Osteen, I believe. Or, nope, they're going to say it was off of Vandalia, so it'll be Altamont basketball. As it'll be Runge bringing up the floor for Lady Indians. Gets it over to Bame. No good, and Runge with the rebound. And it'll be a foul underneath on Vandalia. So Vandalia with their 5th team foul now. And Forbes will be her 2nd. Runge, corner 3, no good. Fight for the rebound. Miller comes away with it and gets it back to Runge. Runge over to Bame, and Runge's going to get called for the travel. So it'll be give the ball back to Vandalia with the Lady Indians lead 22-15, just underway here in the second quarter of action, as Eckhart will get it up to Stewart, back to Eckhart. They'll swing it over to Forbes, now to Stewart, off the glass, no good, and rebound goes to Bame. And Bame gets it to a trailing Runge. She has a head fake. Now she's driving inside. No look pass to Remington Miller, and Hill comes right from behind. Miller out of nowhere blocks Hill, or Hill blocks it from behind. But they're going to say she got too much of the body, so Miller will go to the line for the first time this afternoon. As Miller's first free throw is off, no good. And Taylor Meddy will come in, and she'll check in for Bame. So it's Grunlow, Meddy, Runge, Osteen, and Miller out there. Miller, second free throw is also off, but Runge's there for the offensive rebound. Reverse layup is good for Runge, and she makes it 24-15. Hill over to Stewart. Now Forbes, back to Forbes. She gives it to Stewart on the right wing. She will go along two by Eckhart, and it'll be good for Eckhart. It's 24-17. Runge with the ball over to Miller. Miller picks it up, looking for someone to pass to, gets it over to Meddy. Back to Miller. Miller looking to drive. She goes inside, puts up the layup. No, but she gets the rebound, and she's triple teamed down here, and it'll be last touch by Vandalia. Out of bounds. And here comes Nelson back in. And Grunlow will take a seat. So Meddy will inbound underneath the basket on her baseline. So Meddy gets it in to Nelson. Nelson puts up the shot. No good, but she's fouled. So Nelson will go to the line for 2 more free throws here. Currently 3 for 4 from the line this afternoon. That's the 7th team foul on Vandalia. And the first free throw is good for Grace. She gets her first points of the second quarter. Nelson, second free throw is also good. 2 for 2 for Grace, and she makes it 26-17. Altamont with the lead, as it'll be Pruitt over to Stewart. Forbes back to Pruitt. Pruitt takes a mid-range jumper, good, and makes it 26-19. Quickly the other way, Osteen will shoot it, no good. Tipped and right to Meddy, but she lost it, and the Vandals come away with it. Stewart has it. She gives it over to Pruitt. Pruitt, now Forbes. Forbes has it here on the short elbow, and now it's going to be tipped, and it's going to be battled for, and it's a jump ball. As it was Meddy and Miller battling with Stewart. And Bailey Teasley checks in for the first time this afternoon, and Miller will sit down for Lady Indians. As Nelson will get it across the timeline. Nelson gets it to Osteen. She's triple teamed and she loses it. Last touched by Taylor Meddy. Could have went Meddy or Stewart, but they say the official was right there. And they say it was last touched by Meddy, so Vandalia will have the ball. 5:22 to go in the second quarter, 26-19. Lady Indians with the lead. And it'll be Eckhart bringing it up. Now over to Forbes, back to Eckhart. She'll take a three-pointer. It's off, no good. And Nelson tips it right into the hands of Eckhart. Now it'll be a two-pointer by Pruitt, no good. And Runge comes away with the rebound. And it'll be Nelson. She'll take a three, no good, off the front of the rim and right into the hands of Gracie Pruitt. Behind the back dribble for Hill. Now over to Forbes, and she's going to get called for the travel. So a turnover by the Vandals, and that's the first dead ball of the second quarter. So that's our first media timeout. We'll take a 1-minute timeout. 26-19, Altamont with the lead. We'll be right back. You're listening to Lady Indians basketball on Jack FM.
All right, you want 1 minute?
Yep.
All right.
Welcome back here to Altamont High School, the first dead ball. Of course, if you're new to the game this year, we have an under 5 media timeout for the players to lower their mask and get a quick water break and a quick breather. And it's 26-19 here with 4:46 to go in this second period. And a reminder that later on today we have more Altamont basketball. It's the boys in action over in Vandalia. Braden Brown will have that action for you right here on Jack FM. So a little Indians doubleheader just like last Saturday as well. Here comes Grace Nelson, Altamont with the ball. Nelson over to Meddy. Meddy over to Runge. She thought about a deep three. She thinks better of it. She goes over to Teasley. Now Meddy here on the wing, and now Nelson. She drives inside, puts up the shot. Good for Grace Nelson, and makes it 28-19. And Forbes will get it across for the Vandals. Now over to Stewart. Stewart with the ball over to Eckhart. Eckhart on the wing. She dribbles to her left, now to her right. Now over to Stewart. Stewart picks up her dribble and dumps it down low to Hill, and it's no good. And Meddy and Hill fighting for the rebound, and it's a jump ball. As Hill does have a little bit of size advantage there. She's 5'11", and also has long arms. But Taylor Meddy was fighting with her there. An alternate possession arrow keeps her right here with Vandalia. Bame checks back in, and Osteen sits down. It'll be Eckhart. She will get it in, as it'll be Eckhart in the corner. Now over to Stewart. They'll swing it over to Pruitt. Pruitt deep two, no good. And Hill with the offensive board, and the putback is no good, but she's fouled. So Madison Hill does a great job rebounding the basketball on the offensive end, especially here this afternoon. And she'll go to the free throw line for 2 shots, her first trip to the charity stripe this afternoon. And the first free throw is good for Madison. And That foul went on Bailey Teasley here first, and the team fourth, and she will sit down. Also, some substitutions came in for the Vandals as well. And Hill's second free throw is good. It's 2 for 2, and makes it 28-21. So Vandals trying to get back in it, as I believe it was Miller and Grunlow checking back in. Grunlow will have the ball in the corner. Shot for 3. It's good. Actually, that's Bame. So Bame gets the three-pointer to go, and it's 31-21. As it'll be Stewart in the right corner now. Over to Shatterweight. Over to Lupton. Lupton at the free throw line. Passes it over to Hill. Hill in the corner. She'll take a three-pointer. It's off, but it's rebounded by Forbes for Vandalia. Shot is no good by Shatterweight, and rebounded by Medi for the Lady Indians. Nelson bringing up the floor, puts up the shot, good. As Forbes tried to draw the charge, but Nelson stuck in the layup, and it's 33-21. Forbes brings it up. She tries a crossover move, and she loses her dribble. She has to dive on the floor for it, and Nelson will get her with the tie-up, so it'll be alternate possession. We'll give it to Altamont. And Grunlow will come back in for Medi. So it's Runge, Miller, Grunlow, Nelson, and Bame in for the Lady Indians. Hill, Stewart, Shatterweight, Forbes, and Lupton for the Vandals. It'll be Miller with the basketball over to Nelson. Nelson, she's going to get called for the travel. She shuffled her feet there on a turnover by the Lady Indians. 2:34 to go in the second quarter, 33-21. Runge will take a seat, and Anna Folk will check back in for Altamont. As it'll be Forbes getting it in, and she gets it back. Here comes the full court pressure by Altamont. And it'll be, they break it to Stewart, now to Hill. Hill down low, and she passes out of it, and she passed it over in the corner, but unfortunately Lupton wasn't there anymore, and so that'll be a turnover by Vandalia. 2:23 to go in the second quarter. 33-21. Altamont with the lead. Nelson has it up top, now over to Grunlow. Here on the right wing now. Nelson back cross court to Bame. Bame three-pointer. It's off, but Miller's there for the rebound, and she's fighting with three Vandals, and it's come away out of bounds. Last touch by Miller, and so they out of bounds to Vandalia. As it'll be Pruitt and Lupton taking a seat, and Eckhart coming back in, and actually Pruitt is actually the one who came back in for Vandalia. So it'll be Forbes. Forbes will pass over to Hill in the left corner. Now over to Stewart. Stewart drives down the lane. Nobody picked her up, and she misses the layup, and it was last touched by Vandalia, so it'll be Altamont ball. As Stewart saw the middle of the defense open, and she took it to the rim, but she just couldn't make the layup. And Taylor Medi checks back in for Bame. She'll take a seat. And also Grunlow checked back in. So it'll be 1:40 to go in the second period, 33-21. Runge will get it across the timeline. She's picked up by Hill, as it'll be Medi in the corner. Now over to Miller. Free throw line jumper is off and rebounded by Eckhart, and they're going to call a foul on Indians on the rebound. And Medi will pick up the foul. Team fifth for the Lady Indians. 1:25 to go. Forbes gets it in, and she's picked up by Medi. Full court pressure here, as a couple behind the back dribbles by Forbes, gets it across the line. As Hill has it over to Stewart. Stewart to Forbes. It's good. She led her to the rim, and Anna Forbes gets awarded with the 2 points, and it's 33-23. Runge, mid-range jumper, left it short. Tipped up, and Forbes comes away with it, and a call a reach in on the Lady Indians. And Taylor Medi picks up her second foul, so a couple of quick fouls here for Taylor Medi. And there's a timeout by Vandalia. We'll step away for 30 seconds as well. You're listening to Lady Indians basketball on Jack FM.
Five, four, three.
Welcome back to Altamont High School. Lady Indians have the 10-point advantage. We're a minute 4 away from halftime. Stick around for halftime. I'll give you the unofficial first half stats, as it'll be Vandalia with the ball. Hill will have it. She's looking to drive inside. She gets it poked away, and Miller comes away with it. And it was Brooke Runge who got her hands on it, I believe, first. Runge hop step in the lane. She's getting called for traveling. And that'll be a turnover back to the Vandals, as it will be Vandalia with the ball. Stewart has it over to Eckhart. Eckhart now to Stewart down low, and she's blocked away from behind, and there's going to get a tie-up. She ties up Osteen. And so the alternate possession arrow will give it back to Vandalia. 33 seconds to go in the half. And Miller sits down, and Meddy comes back in. She does have 2 fouls, does Meddy, so I want to pick up a quick one here at the end of the half. And Runge tips it off the inbounds, and it's stolen away by the Lady Indians. I'm going to say poked away from behind from Nelson, out of bounds. Last touch by Vandalia, so it stays right here with Altamont. Nelson will inbounds here in the corner. And Nelson looking for someone to get it in. She does to Osteen. Osteen puts up the shot, no good. And Stewart and Forbes were right there. And Eckhart quickly the other way, as it'll be Stewart with the ball. 18 seconds to go. Eckhart deep 2. He left it short, no good. And there was picked up by Stewart, and they'll get a foul from behind on Altamont. And Bailey Stewart will go to the line for her second trip this afternoon. That's the second foul on Brooke Runge, team 7th. Stewart's first foul shot is good, so she's 3 for 3 this afternoon. And Brummer will take a seat, and Grunlow will check in for Altamont with 14.4 seconds to go. Stewart at the line. Her second free throw on the way is also good. So 2 for 2 for Stewart, and it's 33-25, 10 seconds to go, as Nelson has the ball in between the circles, hands it off to Runge. She takes a look at the clock, 5 seconds. Now back to Nelson. Nelson drives over to Grunlow. Now to Meddy. She'll throw up the shot in the corner, no good. And she had to get it off, and she's 33-25. Lady Indians with the lead over the Vandalia Lady Vandals. Stick around. I'll have the unofficial first half stats, and we'll be back with the halftime show in a couple minutes. You're listening to Lady Indians basketball on Jack FM. Welcome back here to Altamont High School. At halftime, it's 33-25 here, Lady Indians in the lead over the short little drive here from Vandalia Lady Vandals. And in that first half, we'll look at the individual statistics first for the Lady Indians. It's Grace Nelson leading the way in points. She has 12. Brooke Runge, she has 10. And Remington Miller has 5. Claire Bame, she has 3. Brianna Grunlow has 2. And Taylor Meddy has played but hasn't scored. Peyton Osteen's played but hasn't scored. And Kimberly Brummer, Anna Falk, Bailey Teasley have all played but have not scored. Looking for the Vandalia Lady Vandals, they are led by Bailey Stewart. She has 8 points at the half. Madison Hill, she has 5. Katie Eckhart, she has 3. And all these players have 2, so pretty balanced scoring for the Vandals. Shatterweight, Lupton, Pruitt, and Forbes, they all have 2 points apiece. And Altamont has quarters of 22 and 11 for their 33 points. And Vandalia has had quarters of 15 and 10 for their 25 points at the half. Now, there in that first quarter, Vandalia struggled both with the Lady Indians defense, and they couldn't help themselves but throwing the ball away from Vandalia. So I had them down for 9 turnovers there in that first quarter alone. They cleaned it up a little bit in that second quarter, not a lot, but the Lady Indians, they had some turnovers of their own. On multiple occasions, it was a turnover one way and then quickly turned over back to the other way. So they kind of traded possessions back and forth. But really, it was the shooting for the Lady Indians there in that first half compared to Vandalia. And I will still calculating up the team statistics overall, but we will be back to take a look at that as well as the schedule games going on today and this afternoon, and recap what happened last night in boys basketball around the area as well. So we will take another timeout as we continue on here at the halftime show. It's 33-25, Altamont with the lead over Vandalia, and we'll be back in a couple minutes. You're listening to Lady Indians basketball on Jack FM. Welcome back to Altamont High School. It is halftime, 33-25 with Altamont and Vandalia. Look at those team statistics. We'll start off with the Lady Indians. They were 12 for 24 from the field. That's 50%. 3 for 8 from beyond the arc. That's 38%. And they were 6 for 9 from the charity stripe. That's 67%. As for Vandalia, they were 8 for 23 from the field. That's 35%. 0 for 4 from beyond the arc. And they were 8 for 10 from the charity stripe. That's 80%. So both teams has really done a good job when they got to the free throw line of making their free throws. And a recap of last night's action in boys basketball. It was an exciting game winner for Altamont. Mason Wynn with the tip in at the very last second for the boys, and they get the win against Windsor Stu Straws, 55-53. Altamont a winner there. Neoga 41-28 over St. Elmo Brownstown. Dietrich over North Clay 47-33. And in another exciting game in overtime, Effingham over Lincoln 53-52, and Cumberland getting the win 59-33 over Arcola. And again, later today, right here on this same station, Jack FM, it is Altamont versus Vandalia on the boys' side, but this time it's in Vandalia. Braden will have that coverage there. And also, thank you for listening wherever you are doing so, whether you're listening on the conventional radio dials or if you're watching on the stream on YouTube, on the Altamont Community Schools YouTube page. We certainly appreciate them over there on the video crew and bringing you some picture to the sound of the season here in this unconventional season of COVID-19. And right before the second half gets underway, I'd like to thank the sponsors for bringing you these broadcasts: People's Bank and Trust, Wet Pools and Spas, Nelson's Trucking, Rogers Home Appliance, Dr. Lana Schmidt, Beck's Auto Body and Repair, and Tingley Insurance. And it will be the starters out there on the floor for the Lady Indians as we begin this third quarter. It's Osteen, Runge, Miller, Nelson, and Meddy out there on the floor, and it's Hill, Forbes, Stewart, and Lupton and Pruitt for the Vandals. And nearly a turnover there to begin the quarter, and still Altamont having troubles with the ball, and it's going to be out of bounds, last touched by Pruitt for the Vandals. So Altamont will retain possession as it'll be Runge with the ball, picked up by Hill. Still Vandalia in their man-to-man defense as it'll be Osteen over to Miller. Miller looking to drive, and she's tripped up, and that'll be a foul on Vandalia as it'll be the third foul on Anna Forbes. That's one thing that Vandalia also did. They fouled a lot. And a Nelson wild shot, no good, but Miller's there for the board, and she's fouled, so Miller will go to the line for 2 shots. As that's Lupton's first foul of the game, and 2 quick ones here for Vandalia. Just 29 seconds into the half, and Miller she made the first free throw. This makes it 34-25. Miller's second free throw is no good, and rebounded by Forbes for Vandalia. And Forbes will get it somehow over to Lupton, and now they'll swing it over to Pruitt. Pruitt back to Stewart. Stewart gets it stolen away by Miller. She's looking to finish in transition. Layup, left it short, no good, but Nelson's there for the board. She puts up the wild shot, and it's out of bounds, last touch by Vandalia. So Miller did a great job on reading the pass and picking it off, but just couldn't finish the layup. And Grunlow will check in for her. And they will get it in to Runge, and she lost possession of it, so it'll be out of bounds to Vandalia. Here with coming up on a minute gone here in this second half. 34-25. As it's Hill getting it over. Stolen by Grunlow, and out of bounds off of Forbes, so a good job by Grunlow there of tipping the pass and then getting it off of the defender and getting Altamont possession back. So Nelson will have the ball over to Meddy. She dribbles it to her right, and it's stolen away by Forbes. Forbes, she had good anticipation. She finishes in transition with a stop and pop. And Anna Forbes gets the 2 points for Vandalia, 34-27. They're on the board here in the second half. As Runge, layup, no good, and Stewart comes away with the rebound. Stewart up to Pruitt, now to Hill. Hill will line up a three-pointer, no good, and rebounded by Runge. As Runge will get it across half court. Now to Osteen, she was open for three, good. Three-pointer for Peyton Osteen. And it's a 10-point game again, 37-27. 6 minutes to go, Altamont with the lead. As it's going to be stolen away by Mehdi. The ball is still loose. Runge diving on the floor for it. And Stewart has to track it down in the backcourt. It was tipped, so that is good. And Pruitt, layup is good for Gracie Pruitt. And it's 37-29. Runge in transition. Three, good. Catching Vandalia napping a little bit there in transition, 40-29. Lee Brook with that amount of space, she'll knock it down, and it'll be a traveling by Lupton. So she saw the double team and looked up and she shuffled her feet. And Mehdi will take a seat, and Kimberly Brummer will come in for the Lady Indians. 5:29 to go in the third quarter. Nelson will get it across the timeline. Nelson, crossover, step back jumper, it's good. Grace Nelson with a step back jumper, and it's 42-29. And it'll be the pressure will be broken by Vandalia. Stewart has it over to Pruitt. Pruitt down low to Forbes. She puts up the shot, good in the post. And Vandalia will call a timeout. And it was only a 30, so we'll just keep it right here as we're 5 minutes, 3 seconds to go in the third quarter. And so we're just close to that under 5 timeout, but Vandalia coach wanted to talk about something, and that was Coach Michelle McNary calling the timeout for the Lady Vandals there. And again, games going on around the area today in girls basketball. Okava Valley was at Windsor Stew Straws. Newton hosts St. Anthony, and Yoga hosts Martinsville. CHBC is at Nokomis. And speaking of CHBC, the Lady Indians will see them on Monday in a pivotal National Trail Conference game for the girls. And Dietrich travels to Shelbyville. FEM hosts Charleston, and Muhammad Seymour hosts Teutopolis in girls basketball. And so we're back to live action now as Osteen will get it in to Nelson. Now we're under 5 as Nelson give it over to Brummer. She'll swing it to Runge with the ball fake. She gets a screen from Nelson. She'll spin around in the paint, turn around jumper, left it short, no good, and Stewart comes away with a long rebound. Run out for the Vandals. Forbes, Hill, Stewart on the wing. Stewart picked up her dribble. She looks for someone to pass through. Here comes the double team over to Eckhart. Eckhart running shot and rolls out, and she gets her own rebound, and Osteen's there for the tie-up and jump ball. Osteen was fighting with both Eckhart and Forbes there. And alternate possession arrow keeps it here with the Vandals, and Taylor Mehdi will check back in for Altamont. And Brianna Grunlow will sit down. 4:27 to go in the third, as it'll be Eckhart getting it in, and now Hill. Stewart open for three. It's off and rebounded by Runge. Runge up to Nelson in transition, good for Grace Nelson with the layup, and it's 44-31. Altamont with the lead coming up on 4 minutes to go. As Stewart over to Pruitt now. Forbes deep two, no good, and rebounded by Mehdi. As it was Runge in transition. Layup is good. Hit front iron, but it fell back down, and it's 46-31. Altamont with the lead. 3:40 to go in the third. Quickly up to Stewart. Out to Eckhart. She'll take a three. It's good. Nothing but net for Katie Eckhart on that three-pointer, and it's 46-34. She gets her first points of this half. as Nelson tried to fire it to Osteen down low, but the pass was just too late. As it'll be Stewart over to Nelson just inside the three-point arc. She was looking to drive, kicks it back out to Eckhart. Now Stewart, she'll drive inside, puts up the layup, no good, and Medi with the rebound, and I believe they're going to get Forbes on the reach, trying to get the offensive board. And that's her fourth foul for Anna Forbes, so she's in some serious foul trouble, and that is the first dead ball of this third quarter, so we're in immediate timeout. We'll take a timeout as well with 3:05 to go in the third quarter. It's 46-34, Altamont with the lead. We'll be right back. You're listening to Lady Indians basketball on Jack FM. Welcome back. Basketball here as 3:05 to go in the third period. It's 46-34. Lady Indians with the lead, and that was the first dead ball after the under 5 minutes. So that was immediate timeout, and Runge will have possession for Altamont. They'll dump it to Nelson. Nelson over to Bame in the corner for three. Left it short, but Medi tracks down the rebound. As it'll be Nelson down low. Layup is good. She was wide open down there. They all crashed on the three-point arc and left Nelson. You don't want to leave her open down low. As high percentage shot there. Vandalia, they'll throw up a wild shot. No good. And that was Barry who checked into the game on me. As Nelson has it over, and they're going to call a foul on Vandalia. So that's the fourth team foul on the Vandals. And that'll be Stewart's second foul, and the fourth as a team in this quarter. So Nelson will get the ball on the inbounds, and she gets the two-pointer to go. And it's 50-34. So Hill will have the ball. She's double teamed. She gets it off to Eckhart. Deep two-pointer is good for Katie Eckhart. And it makes it 50-36. Under 2 minutes to go in the quarter now. Runge will take a three-pointer. It's good. Didn't get a hand in her face, and she'll knock it down. And she did just that. 53-36. Minute 45 to go in the third. As Hill, she'll try her chances for three. Deep one, no good, and rebounded by Nelson. Nelson looking to run. In transition to Runge. Layup is good. Working the nice two-girl game there in transition between Nelson and Runge. And Runge gets the two-pointer, and it's 55-36. As it'll be Stewart. Two-pointer, no good, and rebounded by Medi. Medi. Minute 15 to go. She has it in the corner. Over to Runge up top. Now over to Miller. Deep two. No good. Back iron. Nelson tips it up, and put back is good for Grace Nelson. As she's taken over here in this third quarter. 57-36. And they're going to call a foul on Altamont as Miller was reaching in there, trying for the steal. And that's going to be the first foul as a team in this half for Altamont. And the second one on Remington Miller. And Barry will sit down, and there's a 30-second timeout. We'll take a 30-second timeout as well. You're listening to Lady Indians basketball on Jack FM. Okay.
Five, four.
Welcome back here to Altamont High School. 57-36. Altamont in the lead with 55.7 seconds to go. Vandalia will have the basketball, and Stewart will inbounds on the sideline over to Hill. Hill over to Stewart. Stewart to Shatterweight. Hill back to Stewart. Stewart will take a wide open three-pointer. It's good for Bailey Stewart, and it's 57-39. Vandalia trails. 37 seconds to go in the quarter. Nelson hands it off to Runge. Runge gets a screen from Nelson, and they're trying a backdoor cut, and a little miscommunication there, and it'll be a turnover by Altamont. So we'll turn it up back over to Vandalia with 28 seconds to go in the quarter. Stewart stolen away by Miller. And another turnover for Vandalia. Step back jumper by Nelson, left it short, and fighting for the rebound, comes away with throw. Hill though. 14 seconds, and Hill throws it away right into the hands of Grunlow. Nelson the other way, and she's going to be fouled. So a bad pass there by Hill, right into the waiting hands of Grunlow. And a Nelson will be at the free throw line. It'll be the third foul on Madison Hill. First free throw is good for Grace Nelson. That is her 11th point in this quarter. And free throw is good. So now she has 12, and she matches her first half total just in this quarter. And it's Hill over. She'll take it in transition all the way. No good, but she's fouled. So Madison Hill will go to the line for two shots. As that'll be the third foul on Taylor Meddy, and the second team foul of the half for Altamont. Hill's first free throw is good. And she'll get another. Makes it 59-40. Hill's second free throw is also good, so 2 for 2 for Hill, and it makes it 59-41. Meddy will sit down. Osteen will come in. 3.8 seconds to go. Altamont will have to go the full length of the floor. Nelson gets it in, and she's going to get called for the double dribble. I think she was looking up at the clock, making sure she had enough time to set up her half-court heave. But with 1 second to go, it'll be Vandalia off the turnover. And Hill will inbound it in front of the Neoga socially distanced bench. As it'll be Pruitt. Gets it in to Hill. Hill puts up the runner at the end of the quarter. No good. And that's going to do it for 3 quarters of play. After 3 quarters, it's 59-41. Altamont with the lead. We'll be back in 1 minute here on the voice of Altamont Lady Indians basketball, Jack FM. Welcome back here to Altamont High School. Altamont versus Vandalia. Altamont leading after 3 quarters of play. We're entering the fourth quarter, 59-41. And according to my calculations, Nelson had 12 points in that quarter alone for Altamont's 26-point third quarter. And Altamont will immediately turn the ball over to begin this final quarter. And it'll be Vandalia with the ball. Nelson lost it, or Hill lost it, excuse me, and it'll be a turnover back to the Lady Indians. So Osteen will take a 3. It's good for Peyton Osteen. And she gets things going for the Lady Indians in the quarter, 62-41. As it'll be Stewart. Cross court pass to Pruitt. Now up top to Hill. Back to Pruitt. Hill nearly loses it, but she gets it back to Forbes. Layup is good for Anna Forbes. And she makes it 62-43. Miller steps into a 2-pointer. Back iron, no good. And Hill with the rebound. And here's Hill in transition. Over to Forbes, and they're going to call the foul on the floor. So no shot, as that'll be the third team foul on the Lady Indians, and the third on Brooke Runge. And it'll be Eckhart inbounding underneath her own basket. Eckhart up to Forbes. Forbes right through her hands, but she tracks it back down. Stewart over to Hill. Hill 3-pointer, it's good. And it's 62-46. Nelson over to Runge. She'll take a 3. It's short, no good. And Runge tracks down her own rebound. She puts up the second look, and it's good this time. Missed the 3, but got the offensive board and got the runner to go, and it's 64-46 Altamont. Miller pokes it away. Nice steal into the hands of Nelson. Back to a cutting, a Grunlow. It's good. And so Lady Indians running it in transition, making it 66-46 on the basket by Grunlow. Hill over to Forbes. Forbes splits the defense, and they're going to call a foul underneath. And I think that's going to go on Runge. And that'll be it will go on Runge. Her fourth and the team fourth. And it will be Forbes at the line. Apparently it was a shooting foul. Forbes, first free throw, bounces out. So the lead remains 20 for Altamont, 66-46. Runge will sit down. And I believe Meddy came back in for her. Second free throw is good for Forbes, so she missed the first, made the second, and it's 66-47. As it'll be Osteen over to Miller, back to Osteen, and they're going to get a foul underneath on Vandalia. As Osteen was driving to the rim, but they were going to say it was on the floor. So that's the third foul on Bailey Stewart. And I think Coach Katie Lurkins wants a timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Lady Indians basketball on Jack FM. To Altamont High School, 66-47. Altamont with the lead with 5:59 to go in the fourth quarter. Coach Katie Lurkins wanted to talk about something with Altamont as kind of Vandalia has come out strong here in this final quarter. As it'll be Meddy inbounding underneath her own basket. As Meddy gets it in to Miller. Miller drives, splits a couple defenders, puts up the shot, no good, and rebounded by Stewart for Vandalia. Quickly up to Forbes. good for Anna Forbes. And she makes it 66-49. A little run for Vandalia. Miller will line up a three. It's good. That'll break a scoring run. A three-pointer for Remington Miller, and it's back to 20, 69-49. So it'll be Hill. Hill over to Stewart. Stewart down low. Pass was just too long for Hill, and Nelson will come away with it. She goes coast to coast. Why not? No one picked her up, and she gets 2 more points, 71-49 for Altamont. As Forbes crossover behind the back dribble to Stewart. Stewart puts it up. Count the basket and the foul for Bailey Stewart. So she will go to the charity stripe to finish the old-fashioned three-point play. And Meddy will sit down because that was her 4th foul. And Claire Bain will come in, as it'll be Stewart at the line. And one free throw is good. Makes it 71-52. As Nelson has it up top. And she'll go over to the corner to Bain. Now down low to Miller. And she's going to get called for shuffling her feet and a travel. So it'll be Vandalia basketball. 4:55 to go. Maybe that should have been the under 5 timeout, but we play on. As Eckhart loses it, she tracks it back down, and she gets it to Forbes. Forbes layup, no good, but they're going to call Altamont with the foul. So that'll be the 6th team foul, or the 7th team foul. It is just 6, so Bain will get the free throw. As Forbes, free throw is good. And so she'll get another one. 71-53 now. Forbes' second free throw is good. Rattled down. 71-54. Bain the other way. Gets it stolen away right into the hands of Eckhart. Blocking a steal, and it's immediately thrown away and picked off by Miller. Osteen has it. Spin. Gets it over to Miller. Now to Bain. Bain over to Osteen. Osteen picked up her dribble. Cross-court pass to Miller, and she zigged when Osteen thought she would zag. And it'll be out of bounds to Vandalia, and that is the under 5 timeout of the 4th quarter. 4:15 to go in the game. 71-54 Altamont in the lead. We'll be back in 1 minute. You're listening to Lady Indians basketball on Jack FM. Welcome back to Altamont High School, as that was the first dead ball of this quarter, so that was the under 5 media timeout, and it will be Vandalia with possession of the basketball. Stick around for the post game. I'll have the unofficial final stats as well as a chat with Coach Katie Lurkins as we'll talk about this game. And it's stolen away by Bain. Bain to Miller, and she's going to get called for the travel. Will Remy. So that'll be a turnover back to the Vandalias as they threw the ball away on the inbounds pass. So it'll be Eckhart Getting the ball up, gets a screen from Pruitt, and Eckhart dribbles it off her foot and looks up towards the ceiling in dismay as it'll be a turnover back to Altamont. Miller will sit down, as so will Bame and Meddy and Runge come back in. And I believe it's all starters on the floor for Lady Indians except for Grunlow. And Runge in the corner, head fake, jump step in the lane is good for Brooke Runge. And it's 73-54, 3:45 to go in the game. Altamont in the lead comfortably, 73-54, and it's going to be poked away. Ball's on the floor, and there'll be a jump ball as Pruitt dived for it. Out of bounds here on the sideline to Vandalia. Eckhart will inbound it to Stewart. 3:55 to go in the game. Backdoor cut to Hill. Hill puts it up strong, good for Madison Hill, and it's 73-56. Runge brings it up the floor for Altamont. Now over to Osteen. Osteen picks up her dribble. She needs someone to pass to. She finds Grunlow. Grunlow, short little handoff to Runge. Gets a screen from Osteen. Now quick little handoff to Nelson, and she'll back out as Runge will get a screen. And Runge at the free throw line out to Grunlow. Back to Runge. She'll try a straight on three. No good, and rebounded by Stewart. As it'll be 2:45 to go, and almost stolen away by Altamont. And if that's on Taylor Meddy, like she's walking towards the bench, she thinks it's on her, and it will be. So that is her fifth, so she will have to sit down for the remainder of the game. And Kimberly Brummer will check in for her. So Forbes will be at the line because we're in 1-on-1 bonus. And Forbes' first free throw is good, so she will shoot another. As that was the 7th team foul on the Lady Indians. 73-57. Vandalia trying to cut into the lead much as possible. Short amount of time left. And Forbes' second free throw also be good. And it's 73-58. 2:40 to go. Nelson over to Osteen. Now to Runge. Runge over to Osteen as she was double teamed there. And Brummer, handoff to Nelson, coming up on 2:25. Spin in the lane, puts up the runner, no good, and rebounded by Forbes. As it'll be over to Eckhart. Eckhart put the runner up, no good, and rebounded by Runge. In transition now, she will spin. Short little pass to Osteen, free throw line jumper, no good, and rebounded by Hill. As it'll be Hill bringing it up, under 2 minutes to go. Stewart, three-pointer, good. So Bailey Stewart makes it 73-60, a minute 50 to go. So Nelson will slowly walk it across the timeline. Nelson over to Brummer, and she lost it out of bounds, so it'll be a turnover back to Vandalia. And Coach Katie Lurkins will call a timeout, and we will take a timeout as well. We will be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Lady Indians basketball on Jack FM. And it's a minute 42 to go as the Lady Indians have kind of been out of sorts here in the last few minutes in this final quarter, as Anna Forbes is trying to single-handedly bring them back for the Vandals. I have her down for 10 points in this quarter alone, with a bunch of free throws as well. So it'll be Vandalia with the basketball. Hill will inbound it to Eckhart. Eckhart has it. She'll be guarded by Miller. Now over to Stewart. Stewart drives inside, dishes it to Hill. She puts up the wild shot, no good. And it'll be Nelson with the ball. Minute 20 to go in the final quarter. As Nelson over to Miller on the wing. They'll go down low to Nelson. Good count, the basket and the foul for Grace Nelson. And she'll go to the free throw line for 2 shots. As Nelson's first free throw or the N1 free throw is good. So makes it 76-60 as Brummer sits down, and I think it was Grunlow who came back in for Altamont. Minute 10 to go. Down low to Pruitt. Touch pass to Stewart. No. Rebounded by Hill. Put back. Good. As that'll be a timeout by McNary for the Vandals. So it's a minute 3 to go. We'll just keep it right here with the score 76-62. Again, our reminder later on today in a few short hours, it'll be boys basketball turn for Altamont as they're traveling to Vandalia to play the Vandals, and Braden Brown will have that coverage for you in Vandalia. So maybe we'll get back to the music and then right back to basketball for the remainder of the day. Some other games going on in boys basketball today in the NTC: Neoga and Powhut, Dietrich and Martinsville, St. Anthony and Newton, North Clay and Flora, Windsor Sioux Straws host Sullivan and Effingham and Charleston. That game was supposed to happen. It was not going to happen. Charleston and Mattoon's basketball programs are on pause. And Teutopolis, they were supposed to play Muhammad Seymour, but they're going to play Marshall instead today. Under a minute to go now. Altamont with the ball. Runge will have it. Over to Osteen. Osteen over to Runge, and they're going to call her with a travel. So turnover by Altamont. 49.4 seconds to go in the final quarter as Altamont trying to improve their record to 4-1. And there will be a violation on Vandalia, and I'll turn it back over to Altamont. Nelson will inbounds here on the baseline. Gets it in to Runge, 44 seconds. She's on the run, gives it to Grunlow. Short little jumper, good for Grunlow. And 78-62, 30 seconds to go. Stewart right between the legs of Forbes and out of bounds for Vandalia. I'm actually going to say it was the last touch by Altamont. So Grunlow sits down, Brummer comes in. Altamont trying to improve their record to 4-1, and the Vandals will fall to 1-4. 24 seconds to go. Stewart drives, runner no, and Nelson's there for the rebound. And it'll be 15 seconds to go. Nelson gets it across half court. Here comes the double team, and over to Runge and Vandalia. Brummer tried for the shot, and Eckhart's right there for the block. 2 seconds to go, and it's stolen away, and that's going to do it. Your final here this afternoon, 78-52. Lady Indians get the victory over Vandalia. And we will be back for the post-game show. I'll have the unofficial stats as well as a chat with Coach Katie Larkins on the post-game show. And we'll be right back here in just a few minutes. You're listening to Lady Indians basketball on Jack FM. Welcome back here to Altamont High School. The Lady Indians come away with a victory 78-62, and we're joined by Lady Indians head coach Katie Lurkins. And Coach, congratulations on the win this afternoon. And overall, it was a good game.
Yeah, it really was. The score, we kind of would extend the lead, and then Vandalia shot really well tonight, especially from behind the three-point line, and then did a good job, and we would extend defense of finding that, inside cutter. But I thought the girls did a good job of continuing to maintain even when we'd get a little rattled. At one point in time I looked out there and I said, well, we have 4 freshmen and a sophomore. You're a JV team playing a varsity game.
Yeah.
I know I expect a lot out of you, and they really responded to that well.
And I know early on particularly kind of took advantage of all the turnovers, both because of the defense and the Vandals kind of shooting themselves in the foot, but you really took advantage of all those turnovers, particularly early on.
Yeah, our guard defense up top is just continuing to develop. Remy turned so many balls into points on the other end for her teammates, and we're doing a much better job of reading each other and reading the offense as to when to turn them, when to jump.
And then in that third quarter, we seem to talk about her every game, but Grace Nelson kind of exploded there in that third quarter and kind of propelled you guys for that third quarter and really extended the lead there in that third quarter.
Yeah, Grace is doing a phenomenal job of taking her hard work off the court and putting it on the court.
Yeah.
And the girls are doing a good job of adjusting to each other's play. We've talked about how we know that coming into games, other teams are going to focus in on Grace and Brooke, and so we've got to have points coming from other places. And Remy stepped up tonight and hit some big shots. Taylor shot well tonight. Taylor did also, but Bree took some big shots for a freshman. And so we're doing a really good job of, our 2 leading scorers continuing to take on that responsibility, but our role players and the rest of our teammates stepping in and becoming more comfortable offensively as team adjust with scouting reports.
Now, Ed, the one thing that you could say here in the particularly last 2 games is about how you guys finish games here. Is that a little bit concerning as we go along here? As I know, kind of Windsor's 2 straws, they battled back in it there, and then here Vandalia did the same thing as well.
I think that's a speech teacher would be very angry with my response right there. The opponent surge in the last 4 minutes of the game, I think, is just directly connected to our youth.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say inexperience, because our young kids have a lot of experience, but just that level of comfortability. They look up and think, okay, and I totally understand why they want to do that. But so that's just being able to be dialed in for 32 solid minutes is really difficult, and especially when we're asking this of our freshmen and of our sophomores. And so I really think that our youth is kind of what contributed to some of that.
Gotcha. So this is a non-conference game, obviously, and now you go back in conference on a Monday for one of the top teams in the NTC and girls basketball, one of the top programs here against CHBC on Monday night.
Yeah, they played Windsor's 2 straws last night, and so we always look forward to home games, especially conference games, and we're going to continue to approach games with taking what we do best and making sure that we've got a solid scouting report on the opposite team. And Monday being President's Day, I like routine, so I require the girls to get up at 8 and pretend like they're at school. But no, so we're really looking forward to being able to get 2 conference games, Monday and then Thursday, knocked out this week. And we're looking forward to Thursday, being able to have senior night and honor our 3 seniors. Kids who for the longest time had the biggest question mark of they were going to get this opportunity. And we want to make sure that we give them all of the gratitude, because they really deserve it with this crazy year.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because next week will be a big week for CHBC and Neoga in the NTC conference.
Correct, absolutely. It's big conference games, it's big senior night games.
Yeah.
Next week then we're halfway through our schedule of the season. So the fast and the flurries is what I feel like this season is really it, between the snow flurries and just playing fast. And so, we're going to knock this JV game out, and then we're going to send out film and take care of the scouting report on Sunday and do a quick shoot around on Monday. We're going to turn around and we're really going to try to play our best approach the game with our game plan and see what we can do on Monday night.
All right, Coach. Well, thanks for coming up and joining me again, and congratulations on the win, and we'll see you on Monday night.
Excellent. Thank you, guys. We appreciate all the sponsors.
All right, and we appreciate Coach Lurkins for coming up here and joining us, or joining me, in the halftime, or the post-game report. And we'll look at the statistics here for the Lady Indians, and as I do some quick math, as they come away with a victory 78-62, and they will be again at home here on Monday night against CHBC. Altamont improves to 4-1 on the season, and we will look at the statistics for the Lady Indians, and they were led by Grace Nelson with 28 points. She had 12 or 13 in that third quarter alone. So she finished with 28. Brooke Runge, she had 24 points this afternoon. Remington Miller had 8. Brianna Grunlow had 6. Peyton Osteen, she had 6. Clara Bame, she had 3. And Taylor Medi played but did not score. Kimberly Brummer played but did not score. Falk played but did not score. And Bailey Teasley played but did not score. As for the Vandalia Vandals, they were led by Forbes, as I quickly add up her point total here, and she had 15 points for the game, but actually it was Bailey Stewart who led the way. She had 17 points in the game, and Madison Hill had 14 points, and Forbes was right there with 15. Katie Eckhart, she had 8. Gracie Pruitt, she had 4, and Lupton and Statterweight, they both had 2 points apiece. So that's going to do it for this game, as Altamont had quarters of 22-11, 26-19 for their 78, and Vandalia, they wear the same colors, so, and then their jerseys are very similar, but Vandalia had 15, 10, 18, and 19 for their 63 points tonight, or this afternoon. And don't forget, coming up on Jack FM here in a couple hours, we'll have boys basketball over in Vandalia. It'll be Altamont versus Vandalia right here on Jack FM here in a couple of hours. So we'd like to thank Eric back at the studio for turning the dials and helping me get on and off the air today. And again, stick around for more Altamont boys basketball action later today against Vandalia. Thanks for everybody for joining me, and thanks for everybody that joined on the stream. Altamont Community Schools stream on YouTube. You can hear, or you can view that JV game that's going on right now.
For 2 points for the Vandals. Megan Lupton with that bucket for Vandalia. Altamont called a timeout there. The officials are making this the 90-second timeout. But Altamont will probably still be charged for the timeout. Is that how they're going to be charging him for the timeout? Okay, but it's 90 seconds long. Altamont charged for the timeout, but it's 90 seconds long. Hey, no Steve in the game for Altamont. Now into the Vandals, number 30, Bella LaMonica. Now into the Vandals, number 15, Jillian Belzer. number 15, Jillian Hauser, first, team first. Now in for Altamont, number 25, Paula Cole.
Spending your hours in the gym?
Vandalia foul number 11, Madison Mary. That's her first and the team's second. Brianna Grunlow at the line for two. Grunlow gets her first free throw. She has one left. She has the second. foul number 11, Madison Berry. That's her second. Team number 3, Brianna Quinlow at the line for 2 shots. Nothing but net for that first free throw for Quinlow. She'll have another shot. Now back in for Vandalia. Ariana Rush, Sadie Hunter, and Megan Huntington. This is your official's 90-second timeout. Foul on Brianna Quinlow, her first, team first. Altamont foul number 13, Claire Bain. That's her first, team second. And for Vandalia, 2, Zoe Satterway, 42, Lexi Hartley. Fouling for Altamont 32, Alyssa Cavanaugh. Now in for Altamont 25, Paula Fulton. Zoe Saturday for 2 shots. Kim Brummer back in for Altamont. Hosting and Hall of Altamont. And now fast number 23, Chris Nelson. For Vandalia, Henry Touchdown, Katie Eckert, Jillian Madison, and Lexi Carlos. Brianna Crumlow gets a break winner. Down the basket by Grace Nelson, and she was fouled by Jillian Bowser. That's Bowser's second foul. Fourth team foul. Nelson will have one free throw when we resume. This is your 90-second officials timeout. Nelson get that free throw. Vandalia foul number 1, Katie Eckhart, her first. Team number 5, Grace Nelson will get 2 shots. She hits the first. And the second. Shields return for Vandalia. Also coming back in, Megan Lupton. Joey Shields with another bucket for Vandalia. In for Vandalia, number 1, Katie Hector. 15, Jillian Mouser. 25, Sadie Willenberg. And 30, Billy LaMontagne. For 2. for Altamont. This is your 90-second official timeout in the game for Vandalia, number 42, Lexi Hartley. Vandalia calls a 30-second timeout. Rubber and Rumlow return for Altamont. Vandalia calls a 30-second timeout. Vandalia 34, Altamont 26. Good game, everybody. Thanks for coming. Don't forget, right now, boys basketball taking place at Vandalia High School.